Alright, so these are going to be examples on how you are going to fill out the questions. They're exactly the same, only the numbers are different. Okay, so again, first time, anytime you see a triangle, a right triangle, you can go ahead and just label all the sides with O, A, and H. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, I find my right angle, I go opposite. Find my right angle, go opposite. Find my right angle, go across. Find my right angle, go across. I'll leave these for a second. Alright, so across the right angles, it's going to be H, hypotenuse, hypotenuse, hypotenuse. Then the next thing I do is I find my angle. Okay, so this is my angle here. I go across from that, that's O. Find my angle, that's my angle. Go across from that, that's O. Find my angle, there's an X here. Go across from that, that's O. Find my angle, go across from that, that's O. Whatever is left over is A. Perfect. Now once I have that set up, all I have to do is write down SOHCAHTOA. Alright, and then go each one and decide which one I need. For this first one, there's a number there, there's a letter there. For the second one, there's a number there, there's a variable there. For this third one, there's a number there, and there's a number there. And for this one, there's a number there, and there. Once I've circled what I need, I simply look at the letters. So looking at the first one, I need O and H. So I look up here, O and H is going to be sine. So I write down for the first one, sine of the angle, and the angle in the first one is 29, equals opposite, which is X, over hypotenuse, which is 16. Okay. Go ahead and solve it. So I cross multiply, so I put a 1 under here, and then I cross multiply. Now again, when I cross multiply, make sure that you always put it all the way at the front so that there are no mistakes. Alright, so cross multiply, I get 16 sine 29 equals 1 times x, which is just x. Once I have just x or question mark or whatever it is I'm looking for by itself, I can punch it in the calculator. So I'm going to punch this exactly how I see it. So it says 16 sine 29 and close the parentheses. Make sure it matches 16 sine 29. Press enter, and it's 7.756. Now it says that some answers may be rounded, so I'm going to look at the bottom of my sheet and see. And you can't really see it over here, but let's see. Alright, I'm looking for 7.75 or 7.8. Right here. Alright, the instruction says cross it out, so I'm going to go ahead and cross it out. So my first one is x equals 7.8. Number 2. Alright, set it up. I have A and H. This time it's CAH, so it's cosine. Cosine of the angle, which is 54, equals A, which is x, over 32. Again, put a 1 underneath and go ahead and cross multiply. I get 32 cosine 54 equals x. Once I have just the variable, go ahead and punch in the calculator like you see, 32 cosine 54. Close the parentheses, press enter. So 18.8. So x is 18.8. Find the answer on the bottom, cross it out. Alright, number 3. Number 3 is O and A. O and A. O and A is tan. So tan of the angle, which is x, equals opposite, which is 15, over A. Sorry, not A, 7. Over A, which is 7. Okay. Now, to get x by itself, I have to get rid of tan. To get rid of tan, I take the opposite. What is the opposite of tan? The inverse of tan. Once I have the variable by itself, I simply punch it into the calculator like I see it. So I need the inverse of tan. That means it's right above the tan pattern. So inverse of tan, and then 15 divided by 7. Alright, so x equals 64.9, which is going to make that 65.0. All right, number 4. I need A and H. A and H is cosine. So cosine of the angle, which is x, equals A, which is 232, over H, which is 270. Again, I want to get x by itself. So to get x by itself, I need to get rid of the cosine. To get rid of the cosine, I take the opposite. So x equals inverse of cosine, 232 over 270. X equals, and again, it's just a matter of punching it in. Second, cosine, 232 divided by 270. Close parentheses, enter. All right, so x equals 30.76, so that's going to be 30.8. All right, number 5, 6, and 7 are looking more like how your EOC questions are going to look. The only difference is they're probably not going to draw the triangles for you. So this is kind of like a easing you into EOC questions. I'll give you questions where they've drawn the triangles from you, and then after this we're going to go into what the EOC is going to look like, and I won't draw the triangles. All right, so a telescope is mounted on a tripod. Okay, 5 feet above the ground. So you see, 5 feet above the ground, and 18 feet from the flagpole. So here's your tripod right here. It's 5 feet tall, and it's 18 feet from the flagpole. The telescope must be rotated 49 degrees from the horizontal to see the top of the flagpole. How tall is the flagpole? So what they really want to know is what is the distance all the way from here. Okay, now if you'll notice, you'll see a triangle here. Okay, you'll see a triangle right here. So because I see this triangle, I can go and find out what this distance is right here. And then because I know that this is 5 feet, add it to that to get the whole distance. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and label that Y. I know that this bottom is 18 feet. I don't know what this is. I don't know this angle. So again, just like before, label your triangle. Here's my 90 degrees. Go opposite that. That's hypotenuse. Here's my angle. Go opposite that. And that's opposite. And then this must be adjacent. All right, circle what you need. I want to find this because this will help in finding the height. And I'm given this. There's nothing on the hypotenuse. So I'm looking for O and A. So I'm going to use tan. Right? I'm going to use tan. T-O-A. T-O-A. So tan of the angle, which is 49, equals, this is question 5, equals opposite, which I've labeled Y, over adjacent, which again is 18 feet. This distance right here is 18 feet. Okay. Get Y by itself, so I have to cross multiply. Make sure you put it all the way at the front so that you don't make any mistakes. 18 tan 49 equals Y. Y equals. All right, so then you go 18 tan 49. Close parenthesis, enter. 20, Y is 20.7. Now, Y is 20.7, but I wasn't. How tall is the flagpole? The flagpole doesn't start in midair. This is what Y is. So I have to add this little 5 feet so I can know how tall it is. So how tall is the flagpole? It's 20.7 plus 5, which is 25. So the answer is 25.7 feet. All right, just make sure again that you find your answer at the bottom of the sheet of paper. Okay, number 6. This one's easy because you can straightforward see the triangle, and they've gone ahead and marked this for you. Skier drops 400 vertical feet, skiing 1,200 feet. What's the angle of the ski slope with the horizontal? So this is horizontal. What's this angle? So this is what they're looking for. Let's label that X. Again, first thing you do, label your triangle. So this is H, this is O, this is A. All right, what do you need? There's something there, there's something there. So O and H. O and H is so number 6, sine of the angle, which I don't know, equals opposite, which is 700, over hypotenuse, which is 1,200. Again, get X by itself. You have to get rid of sine. To get rid of sine, take the inverse. So inverse of sine is equal to 700 over 1,200. X is equal to inverse of sine. So inverse of sine 700 divided by 1200. Ooh, 1200 is 35.7. So x is 35.7 degrees. Okay. Number 7, again, looks like it's labeled. In fact, I'll go ahead and do number 7 here so I can leave space. Number 7. It looks like it's already labeled for you. Again, find your box. Go across from that, that's H. Find your angle. Go across from that, that's O. Whatever's left over is A. A submarine dives at an angle of 14. So this is where he starts. The sub starts. It dives. It travels at a speed of 720 feet per minute. How deep is a submarine after 5 minutes? So if it's going at 720 feet per 1 minute, okay, it's going to be how deep in 5 minutes. So if it's 720 feet in 1 minute, and now we need to know how many feet it is in 5 minutes, we're just going to multiply that by 5. So it's going to be 3,600 feet deep, because if it's going 720 for 1 minute, so 1 minute's about there, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's going to be 3,600 there. Okay, and again, circle what you need. So I've got information there, I've got information there. It looks like it's going H, which is so. All right, so sine of the angle equals O over 3,600. Again, cross multiply. Take that one all the way to the front, that one all the way there. So you're going to get 3,600 sine 14 equals x. Once you get the variable by itself, go ahead and just punch in the calculator. 3,600 sine 14, close parentheses, 870.9. So x equals 870.9. Okay, so again, you see what the EUC tries to do. A lot of you would have just taken 720 and just put that there. But the thing is, you have to read the question. It says 720 feet per 1 minute. All right, so per minute it goes 720 feet. So in 5 minutes, it would be five times as far as 720. All right, last one. The roof of a ski cabin has a steep pitch to help snow slide off. What angle does a roof make with the horizontal? All right, so they've drawn it for you. And here's a triangle. They've labeled this 8 feet for you already. Now look at this. This is 12 feet. Okay, this is 12 feet. So if this whole thing is 12 feet, what's this part? All right, it's 6 feet. So we're actually going to ignore this 12 and put 6 because it's halfway. All right, this is a perpendicular bisector. All right, so it's cut the distance in half. All right, so this is equal to that. All right, now once you have that, again, just label your triangle. If this is 90, obviously this has to be around 90 as well because this is 180. So here's my 90. Draw my line over, that's hypotenuse. Draw this over, that's opposite. This is A. Circle what you need. So I'm obviously given O and A. O and A is TOA, which is tan. Oh, this is number 8. So tan of the angle, which I don't know what it is, so let's label that X. Tan of X equals opposite, which is 8, over adjacent, which is 6. To get X by itself, I need to get rid of this by taking the opposite. So X equals inverse of tan, 8 over 6. So X equals inverse of tan, 8 divided by 6. 53.1. X equals 53.1. Okay? And that's pretty much how you do all those questions. So again, this is just an introduction to what the EOC is going to look like, because basically it won't have the pictures for you. You'll just have to draw it. But again, once you can draw your triangle, label it, set it up, that's the hard part.